What if I said time only exists because humans make it exist? If we didn't die, time theoretically wouldn't matter because we only compare it to our short lives. An example, like let's say I wanted to go to the movie theater, and I said, meet me there at 5. Why does 5 o'clock matter? It's because I'm comparing it to a finite lifespan that we have. Now, let's say we were immortal or something, or time wasn't a constraint on our life. Let's take that same example saying, let's meet at the movies. Why would it matter when I showed up? Why would anyone care? Because we're not really comparing it to anything. So when you look at it this way with the universe, why do we care when it starts? Why does it even have to start, honestly? Here's where I reach the bread and butter of my theory. We think the universe has been originated from a point before us because it's theoretically really old and, billions of years old. But when you actually look at that, what does that really mean, billions of years old? My theory says it's billions of years of change. Like, take for example atoms. They're comprised of protons, neutrons, and electrons, right? You can't destroy them, you can't change them, you can't add them. The universe has a finite number of them in the universe, and we can't do anything to them. But what we can observe is the change of location and the rearrangement of them into atoms and molecules. Like, take for example this donut box. This donut box and the donuts inside of it are made of atoms. Now, who's to say that these protons, neutrons, and electrons that make up this donut box and donuts weren't used in a star in fission reaction billions of years ago? I mean, all that's really changed is the location of the proton. It's still a proton, it's still a neutron, it's still an electron, it's just a different area. So when we apply that to the universe, what's to say that, from the Genesis point, the Genesis expansion, more like, what's to say that the only thing that's really changed in the universe since the beginning is the location of all the atoms? And really, it's there, it spreads, and it changes, and we perceive the change as time. And that's where I think a lot of modern theories get it wrong. But, Now, how does this stack up to other amazingly known physicists like Einstein's theory of relativity? It actually fits in pretty well because in Einstein's theory of relativity, he says the faster you go, the faster you change. So that just fits in perfectly with basically my entropy theory. Can't quote me on that, but it's basically saying the faster something moves, the faster something changes, basically giving way to time travel almost, in a way. It's not really time travel as much as that is accelerated change, which is pretty cool to think about. But hope you enjoyed my brief summary of this theory I've been trying to compare to Einstein's relativity and trying to elaborate on it. Maybe gain some insight to it while I'm here in college. Maybe solve the mystery universe. Maybe.